Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the MIAA's Winning Ways, and this is a finals preview show for the boys and girls basketball finals that'll be taking place this weekend. My name's Jay Horrigan. First off, today we are joined by the girls from Bishop Feehan who are advancing to the finals. First of all, we've got the coach, Amy Dolores. Amy, how are you?
Great, thanks for having us, Jay.
We appreciate you doing this. And introduce the ladies that are next to you.
So I have Mary Daly, Sammy Reel, and Olivia Franciscus, all senior captains on our team.
All right. Ladies, I would ask you, how was the so-called journey to reach the finals? You played a handful of games. I happened to watch your game against Franklin, which was a tremendous comeback, and it was a great atmosphere. Walk us a little bit through what you've been through all season and specifically in the tournament.
So we ended the season pretty strong. We were the number 2 seed, which is right where we wanted to be because we got the maximum amount of home games, which was 3, which was huge to play in front of our great crowd for as many games as possible.
And then our first 2 games, we started off strong, like you said, with Plymouth North and Franklin. We were down first quarter, and then we came back. That was a great game. That was a great crowd, too, just to keep pushing us. And that really set the momentum for what we needed for the rest of the games.
Yeah, and then I would say with, playing Bridgewater Raynham and playing Woburn,
Good.
even with, we were traveling all the way to Newton South, our fans traveled with us, and that was huge because we definitely had a bigger student section than Woburn, which helped us a lot because it keeps our energy up, which is a big part of our game.
Yeah, seeing your games at home and watching a little bit, in the game the other night, you people just draw your fans. They'll go anywhere. What has that meant to you ladies as you progress through the tournament?
I think it really means everything just to know that you have a whole lot of people supporting you at your games, and not only at the games, but at school. On game days, we'll talk about it all day at school. People come up to you, good luck. Teachers you haven't even had to wish you good luck. Friends, people you don't even really know that well. It's just really nice to know that you have a whole lot of people behind you supporting.
I don't know. I don't know if you heard that announcement that came on that interrupted. It was all about buying tickets to the fan bus. So it's a big buzz here at school for sure.
Now, Amy, how long have you been coaching at Feehan?
Well, this is my 4th year as the head coach, which is when these guys came in as freshmen. So they're my first class that I've had since they were freshmen.
All 4 years. I thought it was 4 years. It's been an interesting 4 years with what you folks have had to deal with and everything. Does that, ladies, make this even that much sweeter to get to the finals, considering all you had to deal with the last couple of years?
Yeah, for sure. My freshman year, I never would have guessed that we would have ended up in the state championship as seniors, and that's huge because we've worked really hard all 4 years, so it's a good way to go out for sure.
Yeah, and it's got to be just a lot of fun compared to what things were when you started school, to have all that enthusiasm at your games, whether they're home or away. That's awesome. Now, have you started looking at your opponent for this weekend?
Andover, we've
Yeah, quite a bit.
Okay. You didn't happen to play them at all in any tournaments or anything during the year, did you?
We did. We played them over February break in a Comcast tournament. And we lost to them by 4 points. So we're definitely looking to get back at them, and I think we have a really good shot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anything else, ladies, you'd like to add?
Just we're proud of all the hard work we've put in, and we're just excited to be where we are. And this opportunity doesn't come around a lot. So like Coach said before, I know she told you we're the second team to make it to the state championship for girls basketball at the end. So I know we're all really amped up about that. Just excited.
Well, you all have done a great job continuing the tradition of successful girls basketball at Bishop Fee. They've been successful, always had great teams, and it's good to see you going. Hey, one last question for you, Coach. What does how does this make you feel in terms of all the work you've done leading up to the opportunity to play in a state final?
I would say really grateful. Like Sammy said, opportunities like this don't come around often. And it's certainly a reflection of all the hard work that the girls have put in as a team and we've put in, but still there's a lot of times in life you can put in the hard work and you don't always see the results. So to have the hard work turn into results, I'm just really, really grateful for the opportunity and grateful to share it with kids like this and the rest of our team, because it's definitely a special experience.
Well, that's awesome. I am so glad you were able to make some time to join us today. It's Coach Amy Dolores of the Bishop Fee Shamrocks and captains Mary Daly, Sammy Reese, and Olivia Fran and Olivia. Olivia.
Yeah, Sammy Reel and Olivia Franciscus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the eyes aren't what they used to be. So, ladies, best of luck. More than anything, enjoy this. It's a great memory you'll always be able to talk about, and it'll even be better if you come out with a win. So good luck.
Thanks a lot, JU.
Thanks. Have a great one. Welcome back. We're here with Mansfield High School head coach Mike Vaughn, and we greatly appreciate, Coach, you taking the time out of your very busy day. I've known you for a number of years. I know how much you put into preparing for every game. Where are you in your preparations? Do you feel good going forward, relatively speaking?
I'm tired. You keep playing in March, and you're just motivated by what the amount of work the kids have put into this, and how much time they do. And every time I want to go lay my head on the pillow, I'm like, these kids have put the time in and the effort, and they'll get another half hour of me sitting here, red-eyed and exhausted, watching another film. But it's as you watch this unfold, given our hurdles that we had to overcome with two starters get hurt, and the kids just step up and play the way they play. It really is, as I told my kids the other day in the locker room, sometimes it's bigger than the game of basketball. My heart is just joyful with the amount of response that we've gotten from the kids. When you face adversity, kids can go one of two ways, and we're very critical as a society, assuming our kids are always going to fail or go the wrong way. And I can't say that about my kids. They've responded further along than I ever thought they would, or even capable of. And so I'm just super excited that we're able to keep putting game plans together and kids are able to execute them. And I do think it speaks volumes about our length, our depth of our program, and just the fact that we've used that next guy up mentality, and we've able to fill voids and fill minutes and fill rebounds and fill steals and blocks and points and put something together. Right. With that said, we by far have our biggest test of the year. Malden Catholic is very, very talented. They got players all over the place. They've got three of the better players in the state all playing on the same roster. Coach Walsh, obviously, he doesn't win state champions because he doesn't know what he's doing. He absolutely knows what he's doing. He knows how to put kids in position to be successful. He checks a lot of boxes in terms of they're competitive, they're organized, they're well coached, they change on the fly, they make adjustments. They just do it all. And so we have our definitely have our work cut out for us on tomorrow night starting at 5:30.
I did want to ask you, Mike, I know you've already won one state title, correct?
Correct.
Yes, that was, how many years ago? Was 18? Okay, against Franklin. How does it feel having the opportunity to potentially win a second title at a school that you love, but you're still a young guy. How does all that feel?
Honestly, I don't even know if I've thought about the feeling of what it will feel like to win. It's just about being here. It's about the effort the kids have put forth. It's about the community. It's the outpouring of people who just, they love this stuff and they follow it. And we're from such a great community, from the administrators to the people that live in town, to the school, to the athletic director, all the way through the team of people that they put together, all the way through your players. And you know, at the end of the day, you just want to keep playing. And you know, I've grown a true passion and care for the kids on the team. You know, we did this in 2013. We lost in overtime to Putnam. We then got to win one in 2018. And now we're back. And so 3 times in the last 10 years, you know, I'll take it. And I don't know how I'll feel after when it's all said and done. All I know is that my joy for the kids and the payoff for what they're going to get a chance to at least play for it. You know, 66, 67 teams in Division II, and there are 2 left. And you know, and across the state, there's, you know, 10 boys teams and 10 girls teams left. And that's it. Out of 360 some schools that represent the MIA, there's 10 of us left. So this is, you know, what I think that people sometimes take for granted. And obviously being from Boston, we've had all this success with the professional sports, is it's not easy. You know, it's like, yeah, Malden Catholic with Walsh, he's done a really good job. He's got players, you know, coming in that he's able to build, and he won one last year, and now he's going for his second in a row. It's not easy. You know, talking to Coach McDonald last year, who has multiple state titles with the girls, then made a run on the boys. I think if you ask her, she would say it's not easy. Coach Conley, Coach Tobin, you know, all these guys that have they've had success over the years. It's not easy. So when you do get here, it's like I'm a kid in a candy shop right now. This is like, I might as well have been the first time I've ever been here. I've worked as hard as I possibly could. I'm as excited as I possibly could be. My kids are excited. And it's just great for the community. And at the end of the day, I might coach another 40 years and never get back here. So I'm going to enjoy every moment of it and try my best. And we're going to put our best product on the floor tomorrow night at 5:30. And hopefully it's good enough. And if it's not, we're going to go in the locker room, shed some tears, and then wake up and get ready to try to do this all again next year.
Absolutely. I do have to ask you, watching the game the other night, you've got to be so thankful that 3 families live in town: Bowens, McCoys, and Hills. There just seems to be one of their children on the Mansfield Hornets varsity squad almost every year as far back as I can remember. Talk a little bit, just about those players, Hill, McCoy, your whole team, especially your seniors.
It's unbelievable if you think about it. I mean, I was talking to Kathy Hill the other day, who obviously has her own basketball pedigree and her success as a young person playing basketball. And then, you know, I've gotten the pleasure and luxury of coaching her 3 kids. And she's been around 17 years in the Mansfield boys basketball program. Jeez. I've been here 19. So, you know, you just talk about that. You start to put that into perspective, that Jeff Hill back in my third year was going into his freshman year. And she's been around now with Chris going into her senior year. And you know, you throw the Bowens in that conversation. Obviously, we had our last Maddie was 2 years ago, and then you go to the McCoys, and you know, you look at, you know, what's the common denominator between our 2018 run and this year? It was a McCoy. You know, Johnny McCoy was a senior, and Eddie is playing very similar to Johnny as a junior. And you know, Eddie had a slightly above average regular season, and kind of just played and deferred a lot and allowed other guys to stay involved, and was a great teammate all season. And then a couple of his buddies went down, and look what you're getting from him. And, you know, I have no idea how he's going to play tomorrow night. All I know is that his tournament run in the last 4 games has been as impressive as any player I've seen in a tournament run, given the adversity that he got hit with, which, you know, Devon and Trevor are his buddies. Those are, you know, those 3 hang out a lot. They're friends outside of basketball. And, again, kids can go either way. They could fall in a tank and sink and just, hey, we lost, big deal. And instead he's picked it up. But it'll be funny. You got one more McCoy coming. So we got another 4 more years of McCoy, but the Hill and the Bowens are gone. And we have the Highlands and so
right.
if any Mansfield people are out there, I'm looking for the next family to come through and let's win together and let's be successful together and let's work hard together and hopefully we'll get a chance to get back and play in a few more state title games over the years.
It's tremendous to see how the kids have turned out. What great athletes! Of course, their father played in the NCAA tournament. But Mike, I've got to congratulate you. I've known you for God knows how many years. Your success, you've had a ton of it, but just like you said, you're a kid in the candy store. Just talking to you now, you're as excited as you were 10 years ago before a tournament game. And it's just great to see, and I think that shows in your players.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I love this stuff. I think it's so critical to a young person's development. Sports is one of the last things that we have left that tell people the truth all the time. If you prepare and you work your hardest, typically good things happen. And even through adversity like we faced, and then if you don't, you typically don't get here. And I can tell you that the 20 teams that are left probably all have one thing that they would share in common, and that we've all worked really hard. And it's not that the teams that aren't here don't, but it's that important that must be something that you do, because the teams that don't work hard, I can guarantee, didn't get beyond the second round.
Right. Well, Mike, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's a busy time with your game tomorrow, getting ready and preparing. I would encourage anybody who wants to learn from one of the best coaches in the state and people that work with him and teach. Coach Vaughn is the general manager of Mass Premier Courts. They have a tremendous youth program, high school program, AAU program. So if you want some of this to rub off on your kids that are players, reach out to them. They've got a great program. Mike, I wish you nothing but success. I wish you good luck. It's going to be a tough game. Malden Catholic can play, but I wish you nothing but success.
Yeah, thank you. I did get a chance to watch your video the other day on the initiative that you guys are putting together. Long overdue, but it's a great starting point. So I appreciate what you guys are trying to do in terms of getting the name out there and the word out that at some point we got to make sure our kids are, with all these great opportunities, are also making good life decisions and representing their communities well, respecting their teammates, and making sure that we're not doing a life altering damage to a possible peer or teammate or a fellow student or citizen over something silly or a joke or a gag or something to get a TikTok like. So the work you guys are doing, that can't go unnoticed. It was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to get on the call, is that hopefully that will help initiate the conversation and continue your guys' path of expanding what you guys are trying to accomplish from the MRI down and into your guys' organization that you've put together. So thank you for your time, and thank you for doing that as well.
That was Coach Mike Vaughn of the Mansfield Hornets, who take on Malden Catholic tomorrow night. All right, folks, welcome back. We're here with Millis High girls basketball coach Dave Fallon. Coach, how are you doing today?
Well, we're doing great after last night, especially.
And introduce the two ladies that are with you.
Sure. These are my two co-captains, Mia Molinari and Lilia Vakian.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, ladies. How are you today?
We're great. How are you?
Well, can't complain. I'd like to ask the girls to kind of start with. What is this ride kind of meant for you guys? Not just the regular season, but going through the tournament.
It means a lot. We worked really, really, really hard to get to this point. I mean, I think from the start of the season, we've kind of made this our goal to make a run in playoffs, and it's been super fun. And it means a lot, especially for me, my freshman year. We made a little bit of a run, and we lost in the Central final game. So then we had COVID, and now we're back, and we're feeling really good. It means a lot.
Yeah, we're all just like very excited, and we just like, yeah, we're excited.
Excellent, excellent. And Coach Fallon, this is not your first time getting to the finals. Talk about a little bit about that and how important it has been for you with the group of girls you have playing for you this year.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's every experience is a different one. That's the fun part about coaching every year. Like, you obviously you do some things the same, but the kids are different and the games are obviously different, and each group is different in terms of how they work together. So this one's been a lot of fun. I think we would have had a really good chance on that COVID shortened year where we had a 12-game schedule.
Yeah.
That was a team that was really special, and they finished, I think, 10-2. And so I've been waiting for this opportunity myself for a while. Like, I just wanted to get a group back to that state title game, because there's no better experience, I think, as a high schoul athlete than to play in the state title championship game. It's the best.
And it's also a tremendous feeling for the coaches and the fans as well. Talk a little bit, ladies, if you would, about the support you get from the community, your parents, your fellow students.
So every time I walk down this halls, people just come up and say, "Oh, congrats!" Like, everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely like a strong sense of community, especially in the school today. Especially, I feel like even all throughout playoffs, like even the first few games, it was like, oh, like, who are you playing next? Like, how are you feeling? Are you excited? And I know during the game days, the teachers are like, and the teachers and our friends are just so excited. Like, they match our energy and our excitement, which is really cool and special. I don't think you'd get that in any other school.
Well, I think people that don't know anything about Millis High, and there's probably a lot of people, how many total students do you have at the high school?
How many total students?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little. I think it was 380 or 370. I know we have 164 girls right now in the school.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, I think we're closer to like 330 right now.
Yeah, that's what your athletic director, Derek Finney, he and I were talking about that. And you, though, Coach, continue to have success when you don't have the same pool of people that, say a Franklin does, or even a Medfield or Bellingham, a couple of teams in your league. How has that impacted how you've coached and dealt with the girls in the community?
Yeah, so, right, we don't have great numbers. That's always going to be our Achilles heel, so to speak. You need talent to certainly compete, but I think we've built a culture, and the culture is there regardless if we might have the all-star players or if we have more average players. The culture's been built, and the expectation is kids know in our program they're going to work really hard, and they're going to work harder than maybe some other schools and some other teams that they've played for. And then we get tested in the Tri-Valley League every night, Division II, Division III schools, and of course one Division I school with Hopkinton. So we are well prepared, but our kids are in it for more than just, being prepared. They really try to compete every game. But, these girls watch the group before them, and then the group before them watch the group before them. So it's become cyclical in that way.
Right.
Where I think kids, the expectation is pretty high.
I would ask the girls what they think, kind of what is kind of the best things to come out of this? Is it the backing from the community? Is it, the fact that you get to do it with your teammates and Coach Fallon? What has really meant the most to the two of you as you head into this weekend's game?
It's definitely, we have the best team chemistry. I think out of everyone, we're just all so close and know each other so well, and it's like grown throughout the season.
Yeah.
I feel like it definitely shows on the court as
Yeah.
well. I mean, we trust each other a lot, and we're super close, and like we know each other's strengths and weaknesses. So I think that is definitely an advantage that we have over other teams.
So,
I would just echo that. I watch from afar, but I've had all different teams, you know, and some teams do like we're family and say on three, like, but when it's not genuine, it doesn't work.
Right,
And these-
right.
You can really tell with this group, like they really pull for each other. Like our bench is incredible. Just in games, like, you know, kids aren't thinking about themselves, and if, you know, every kid wants to play, and every kid has been so supportive of each other. And you know, it's been special. I mean, that clearly is one of the things that these two, I think, deserve a lot of credit for, because a lot of that stuff has to happen behind the scenes where kids really want to work together and hang out together and really try to create that and make it real.
right. Well, I've got to ask you, all three of you or one of you can answer this. Your success, while also having a member of the Rice family on the team, you continue to be able to succeed and you advance to a state final. What would be a scouting report on her, and how has the fact that her father comes to many of the games, how have you had to work around that?
I'll give you Mike. Mike, I'll give you the scouting report on Mike. I'll let them give you one.
Well, we both know that scouting report, Dave.
We do, yeah. Mike's great. He's obviously someone that all the girls have known growing up as Kira's father, and of course as a referee. Yeah, Mike. I think he might have been the first one in the gym yesterday.
Yeah, he was.
Like he was there. I think he might have beat us there. So he was great. He very supportive.
Yeah, I got 3 or 4 text messages from him when the game was over. He was looking to just talk to someone, and because he was so excited.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he was. And Kira gets a lot of that excitement, I think, from him.
Yeah.
They can give you the scout on Kira, but she is a very energetic person.
Yeah.
She's a great young lady. I can't believe she's in high school. I've known her for so long. But, you know, ladies, do you have any final thoughts, anything you want to say?
I think we're just super ready for
Yeah.
this game. I remember the first interview I did with Ken Hamway. I was like, we're going to win a state championship. And he was like, oh, you are? And I was like, yeah, we are. We're going to get there. We're going to make a run. And he was like, all right, I'm going to write down you're going to make a run. And I was like, no, you're going to write down that we're going to win a state championship. So for both of us, speaking on behalf of the whole team, this means this is bigger than basketball. I mean, we want this. I don't think we've ever wanted anything more than to win the game on Sunday. So I think that'll carry us.
Like it still almost doesn't even feel real.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel real.
Well, it will feel real, but probably not for a number of years. You'll have something that bonds you ladies together for the rest of your lives, something to talk about when you're at reunions and all that.
Sure.
Definitely.
Awesome. What time is your game on Sunday?
We're on at noon.
That's what I thought so. Okay. So you can check out Millis High School if you want to go in person at the Sonka Center on Sunday at 12 noon. You also can stream the game from the NFHS network. However, there is a fee for that to stream it. But ladies and Coach Fallon, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. And I wish you a ton of success on Sunday. And make sure you get Kira the ball.
We will.
Will do. Thanks a lot.
All right, take care.
You too. Bye-bye, Jay.
Bye. So that's going to do it for this edition of Winning Ways with the MIAA, our finals basketball preview. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jay Horrigan, and we'll see you next time.
This program was made possible by your Franklin friends and neighbors. Good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.